We're going to open up a new document in Adobe Illustrator. So click on New File, and you can use a letter size document. You can make it a little larger if you want, but I'm going to stick with the standard letter size. I'm going to create, and now I have a blank document in my workspace. Before you get started with anything else, I just want to make sure that you have your options bar visible. So to show this bar, if it's not there when you open the program, you have to go to Window, Workspace, Automation, and then you'll be able to see all your tools. The reason I'm saying this is so that you can change your character when you start to add text to your page. So on layer 1, I'm going to add a background color, and I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to use a black rectangle, and I'm going to make this my background color. Once that's in place, I'll lock this layer so that it doesn't move once I start editing text. And then I'm going to add a new layer above it, and this is where all my text is going to go. You don't have to rename your layers if you don't want to, but sometimes I find it easier, and it keeps me more organized to change the names of the layers as well. To open up the Type tool, click on the T icon in your toolbar, drag it over your canvas, and this will create a text box. And by default, it looks like the type is in black, so you can't see it. I just turned it into white so that it's visible now. And we are going to change our character. So you can go through this menu and change your typeface. You can change the size of your text. You can change the distance between letters, that's called kerning, or the distance between lines of text as well. That's what all of these tools do, so feel free to adjust those as needed. I'm going to open up this text, and I think I'm going to make it about 100, maybe 120 points. All right. You can type in a lyric, you can type in a quote, you can type in anything that you want to that's also school appropriate. So I'm going to type "Fly Me to the Moon." Now, once you have your text filled into your workspace, we can render a 3D model of this text using the 3D tools that are in Illustrator already. So with my text layer selected, which I already have a selection around it, I'm going to click on Effect, 3D and Materials, Extrude and Bevel. So this menu is going to come up. If you want to snap this into the side toolbar, you're welcome to. I'm just going to leave it over here so that you can see it, and I'll minimize these menus so that it's a little easier to look at. So what we can do with the object menu, that's the one that pops up by default, you can change how three-dimensional your text looks. You can inflate your text. Adjusting the depth is going to stretch out how far the extrusion is. You can go through all of these settings. If you want a beveled edge, a bevel is a little, it almost looks like you angle a little sliver out of the edges. So you can see this is what a beveled edge looks like right here. If you want a bevel, you can. You can make it a squared off bevel, you can make it a round bevel, you can change the way that that all looks, you can change the width, the height. If you make it repeat, it will have layers of different bevels as you go into the inside of the letter. You can see here there's a few different levels visible. So you can style this however you'd like. It's going to use your fill color and your stroke color to change how the letters look, so adjust those colors as you'd like. And you can also rotate how your text looks, so you can move it around in the workspace. All right, and as it's rendering, the program might take a few minutes just to process all of this information, so give it a little bit of time. If it slows down, that's okay. Just let it be until it fully processes each step. Now, once you have everything set, if you want it to stay in normal colors or in a gradient, you can set it all with these settings in your toolbar. However, if you'd like to use the materials setting, there's all these different materials available so that your letters will look like they're made out of different kinds of metal or different kinds of stone or wood or concrete. So there's all these different textures that you can use on your font. For example, if I go to brass, I'm going to give it a minute, and it will look brassy I could make it look gold. I could make it look like it's made out of steel. Makes it a little bit harder to see, but once again, you can adjust the lighting on the next step. So all of this is customizable. This actually looks like a moon, so I think I'm gonna leave that one because it goes with the words that I chose. Yeah, that looks cool. And then the last step, you can adjust the lighting. So you could diffuse the light a little bit. You could make it come from the top left. So you'll get stronger shadows or more subtle shadows depending on how you have the lighting. And in addition to that, you can also change the intensity. So if you want the light to be toned up or down, you can change that as well. And then when you have it where you'd like, you can close out this menu and you're left with three-dimensional text that has a specific texture added to it.